If you've seen the show, it's absolute nonsense, interspersed by you guys saying intelligent things and me just making dumb jokes in the middle, and the chat just popping in and saying, "What about this?" Yeah.
Ticket. पहले तो you buy an online ticket, but you still have to collect a physical ticket. Someone should really explain why should that happen with so much of technology.
Yeah.
So, like I say for Pakistan, like Pakistan's batting is Babar Rizwan, and inshallah, India's chances in this World Cup is win the toss and inshallah.
नमस्कार साथियों, भाई और बहनों,
मेरे प्यारे भाइयों बहनों,
साथियों, how is everybody doing? Please give it for Meha Bhardwaj. Good evening.
Hello, finally.
Next guest is a cricket analyst, not a journalist, and whoever wrote that in the description should be executed in Indore Stadium. Take it to Indore Stadium and execute it, and even the shot of the blood will clear this boundary because this ground is so small. Please give it up for Gurkirat Singh Gill. Hello, sir. How is your life?
I'm good. If you're a bowler, you'll get executed in Holkar Stadium anyway.
But do you like these kind of matches in general?
Asking me, no. I mean, they're okay, but I would prefer a low-scoring thriller because we've seen some of those, and they're just always exciting. I also feel that this is the contest between bat and ball. Yeah, I mean, how much more? Kitna aur bichare bowlers ko maroge aap? That's my thing with this.
Gurkirat, what about you?
So, regardless of which format you're watching, you'd prefer a contest. But in T20s, if I had to pick a contest between ball versus ball and bat versus bat, I'd go for bat versus bat because I'd rather watch these games than 120 games at Sharjah.
Listen, Siraj is literally the second worst Indian fielder after Varun Chakravarti. Okay.
No,
my problem with Siraj as a bat fielder is not just that that's just bad, but the expression that he has, as if it's not his fault. Like he's angry at somebody has gone wrong somewhere in the field, and it's not him.
I would say that depending, I think we should relook runs and averages depending on the size of the boundary. Like if it's like a 80-meter boundary, then 100 is 100. If it's 60 meters, it should be reduced to 82. Like I think we should relook all numbers.
You don't get 80-meter boundaries anyway.
Whatever, 70, 60 meter, whatever. I don't know that. Oh, Grim Fandango says Sorabh suggesting Duckworth Lewis for centuries. 100%. That's what I'm suggesting.
No, we still can't figure out Duckworth Lewis. Let's not add more. I don't think anyone has been able to figure out Duckworth Lewis. You can't have Duckworth Lewis for centuries as well. But that's the thing. That's if you're not going to open with Rishabh Pant in the World Cup, why are you making him open here?
Okay, so
you've tried that before. You've tried it just twice. You gave him the opportunity twice. I think he scored a 20 and a 1. I'm not sure. You can check that. But that's
26 and a 1. You're correct.
Correct. So 20 and a 1. 1 second. And then you said no. Ab Surya Kumar Yadav ko try karte hain. You got him to open. Then he did well. Then as soon as KL Rahul came back, you got him to open, and you were very sure. Even when Rishabh Pant was struggling in the middle order, lower down the order, you made sure that you got KL Rahul to open. I don't see the point in playing around with Rishabh Pant. And I'm sure the team says that, it's okay. We are a flexible team. Our batters can do this. But I do not think that Rishabh Pant gets any confidence from this. There are times when you've not sent him. Dinesh Karthik has been sent above Rishabh Pant. I think in one of the matches against Australia, was it? So you're saying that Rishabh Pant's not even a good enough batter for you to send him at number 7, and then now you'll get him to open. What are you trying to do with his brain? Like the guy will wonder, "Main kyun hu?" Sorry, Rishabh Pant rant.
We have a very important question coming in from Shadab, who says Rishabh needs to open up about him and Urvashi. So this is a very valid point, and I would love to know your insights on this. Kushal Patel. By the way, this is the stream. This is the nonsensical part of the stream.
Sorry for digressing. Let's just get to the main point now. Rishabh and Urvashi.
the chat is just like, hey guys, have you seen Urvashi Rautela's Instagram story? That's the level we are at. This is a completely different world. If you've seen the show, it's absolute nonsense, interspersed by you guys saying intelligent things and me just making dumb jokes in the middle, and the chat just popping in and saying, what about this? Yeah.
No, go ahead. So yeah, Urvashi Rautela and Rishabh Pant. I'm keen to know that. We don't know. That's the thing. You have to tell us some of these things. I can tell you inside stuff of the players. I don't know what's happening between Rishabh Pant and Urvashi Rautela. I'll tell you who they're really keen on right now between Rishabh Pant and Dinesh Karthik. Not that that's a secret.
I want to share that. I want to share that meme that came from Shark Tank India. ये मेरा expertise नहीं है, मैं out.
Do you think India has a chance today? Generally, let's get back to the cricket. Do you think India has a chance?
No.
Yeah, then maybe this is a perfect opportunity for Dinesh Karthik to finally show what he can do.
Well, I think they'll still bat him they'll still India could be 9 down and 8 down and they'll still send Dinesh Karthik at 11 because they only want him to play 10 balls. That's the rule. I think that's I think some superstitious thing has happened in the Indian dressing room where they've spoken to some Jyotishas and they've said, agar Dinesh na World Cup के पहले 10 बॉल से ज्यादा खेले ना तो भूकंप हो जाएगा टीम में, सब injured हो जाएंगे. Something is happening that he can only bat 10 balls.
I have a question to Meha. I want to know what are Meha's thoughts on someone like Shreyas Iyer. What does she think about Shreyas Iyer?
The amount, there have been arguments so there was a time when, I'm sure you remember the time, you follow cricket so closely. There was a time when Shreyas Iyer and Sky were side by side. They were doing everything together and they were, and we were thinking who's going to go to the World Cup. And I remember just sticking my neck out every time and saying, no, Shreyas Iyer is a good enough batsman. He, come on. There were a couple of partnerships also during that time between the two of them. But Sky has overshadowed him and how. And I think now, with all the opportunities that he's given and the number of times he has gotten out of that short delivery and how the world has found out about it, it's just talent wasted. I really like the guy. I hope he, somehow figures a way out to better his game. But right now, he cannot be in the scheme of things. And the fact that he's in the reserves player as well, I don't know.
Okay, a couple of things popping in. Sunita Manse says, I'm so amazed at Meha's cricketing knowledge and commentary. So there you go. And Rohan Mandalia.
एक लड़की को समझ सकती है. Sorry. No, but
first
thank
super
you.
Chat of the day. Finally, we got a super chat, guys. 100 rupees divided by 3 minus YouTube taking. So I will forward you both 20 rupees each. Come on, we are getting rich today. Who says you don't get paid? Rohit Mandalia says,
this is all that I wasted 52 minutes for. Also, listen to me. I am with you when you say this. After having covered, can you imagine the frustration one feels when you're given the squad and you're not being told why exactly is a player in the squad and another one not? Trust me. And it's not that this is something that we've not raised with them. There are times when I've told, what is going on? What stops you? And they've done this in the past. I remember Krishnamachai Shrikant used to be on my show all the time. Even if there was a time when he actually told a reporter, oh boss, you just shut up. And somebody asked him.
This was 2012. I'll even tell you when this happened. This happened 2012 Asia Cup.
So, yeah, he was a guest on my, Chika used to come on my shows every day. And when he did this, I said, sir, what are you doing? Why would you, right after that, because he was on my show and then he became the chairman of selectors. And I said, sir, how you don't talk like this to media? But I can imagine media hounding him because, but at least there was this thing where they were giving press conferences, where they were taking questions. But I think that's just something that's happening throughout the country, no. Baba, no one's taking any more questions. बस हमने बोल दिया यही है, ऐसे ही चलेगा.
सच है वो झूठ है वो सब देख लो जिसका जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग आईटी सेल है.
वो बस हम प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस देने में विश्वास नहीं रखते हैं.
अच्छा,
this is becoming a political thing. One second. Can I say one thing in this stream? is that it's 78 for
Sorry.
4, guys. And DK has just gone, no, listen, I want more scoop. I want you guys to go hardcore. I'm just going to lay on the side and smile like, wine achhi hai aaj.
Just one last thing on the topic. Now we all know what happened in Hyderabad, right? Fans being lathi charged just because they wanted to get tickets for a game that was happening in their city for the after last in first time in 3 years. Now anyone who's tried to buy a ticket, pehle to you buy an online ticket, but you still have to collect a physical ticket. Someone should really explain why should that happen with so much of technology at the disposal at your disposal. Now people got injured, there was lathi charge. It doesn't look good. It looks very bad, right? Ideally, the ones who work in the field of cricket journalism, right, they should be asking questions either from the Hyderabad Cricket Association or the BCCI that why something like this has happened. But like Meha said, that the reporters or the journalists who get those sources or those inside bites, all of them pretended that nothing happened. So that tells you na ki itna bura haal jo hua hai, lack of communication ka ya transparency ka, usme media is also equally involved.
By the way, allegations are flying around that Jamie Alter is filling Meha's glass, and Jamie Alter has replied saying it's being refilled. I mean, I don't know who Jamie Alter is, but I don't know what is happening. But interesting observations by the chat. This is nothing.
That's not true at all. I'm having coffee to keep myself
He
up.
can fill up my cup, Jamie. Come on, hey, do it. But listen, by the way, we have to say that Harshal Patel is, Harshal Patel batting at the number he's batting at right now, and he's already got out. Okay, great. It reminds me of when everybody got COVID against Sri Lanka, and Kuldeep Yadav came to bat at number 8. And I was so happy for Kuldeep Yadav because I'm like, dude, enjoy this. This is the one time you're going to bat at this position.
Akshay Patel feels like that every day these days.
Yeah. But
no,
you
wouldn't.
This is a good batting opportunity for both of them, by the way.
But Harshal Patel opens for Haryana in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
How does he do though?
He does decently. He actually does decently as a power play basher for Haryana in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
So it's like Ashwin. It's like Ashwin opening for Tamil Nadu, right? Like it's roughly the same. And again, he's not a bad batter. He's pretty decent. He's done relatively okay even in the IPL and all. He comes at 6, right?
Batting तो ठीक है, bowling का क्या होगा? मतलब कोई तो who is going to bowl your 19th over in the World Cup, gentlemen?
One simple line: win the toss, choose to field, and then pray to God. It's
बड़ा बुरा हाल है.
It's
and now this, I don't know. I mean, going by what they say, don't worry. Even if Jasprit Bumrah says, no, he's not out of the World Cup. Don't worry. It's just a stress reaction, not a stress fracture. Now they're saying Arshdeep Singh is just a back issue, precautionary. Niggle
is the word.
If he goes, we're gone.
But so like I say for Pakistan, like Pakistan's batting is Babar Rizwan, and inshallah India's chances in this World Cup is win the toss and inshallah.
What do you guys think of Shimron Hetmeyer? Because I read that whole story. So those of you who aren't following the story, what happened was that Shimron Hetmeyer was supposed to catch a flight. He said, I can't make the flight. So they said, no problem, we'll reschedule a flight for you. They rescheduled his flight for him. And then he didn't even make that flight. So they just like, what, forget this. And he's a critical player for them, even though Shamar Brooks has been doing well in whatever they say they have. CPL. So do you think right call, or do you think like overreaction or whatever it is?
I'm very split on this because Shimron Hetmeyer is a very important player for West Indies, particularly given the conditions. He's very good against pace. And a lot of West Indies batters actually struggle against high-end pace bowling, especially when it's short of length, and he's actually good against that kind of bowling. But at the same point of time, if he's missed his flight because of issues of discipline, then you also have to punish someone and make an example out of, because then where does the buck stop? Where till what point do you allow indiscipline to happen, right? Because if you're not going to nip it in the bud at some stage, it will keep happening, right? And it will set a wrong precedent in the entire team. So that's what I feel. If Shimron Hetmeyer has missed the flight purely because of indiscipline, then I'm okay with West Indies dropping him. But if it is because of some emergency or some unforeseen circumstance, then probably it's an overreaction.
My dad used to say, always make your international flights at least 5 to 7 hours before. So I never made it to the Indian team, but you know what? If I had, I wouldn't have missed that flight. I'm just and again, by the way, Shivan
Yeah.
is saying personal reasons, so you don't even know what the reasons are. It could be anything. So
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. Look, when you say
we have to
personal
figure it out.
reason, nowadays a lot of it is just, there's so many things. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
for
wasn't
me, one of the biggest thing is mental health. Like, I'm
Yeah.
seriously telling you, the kind of pressure that these players deal with, it's freaking believable. I remember that I had Robin Uttapa. We do a podcast called Mind Over Medals, where we get athletes, cricketers, and we speak to them about mental health, and it's unbelievable. I mean, I love Robin Uttapa for who he is and what he's done, given the kind of challenges that he's had to face. But the guy was struggling, and to be in the Indian team, and I even asked him, I said, who do you talk to then? Because it's a team sport, but it's so competitive. Your family, will they understand? What are your insecurities? What is it that you're dealing with? He was telling me that IPL in South Africa, he was sitting in his hotel room. He was sitting on the 18th floor of his hotel room with his feet dangling out of the window, wondering whether he should end it all. I'm not kidding.
Someone who likes to read and doesn't want to probably listen to a podcast, Crick Info just yesterday posted an article on that, because they also had Robin Uthappa on their podcast, and it's written by Siddharth Monga, who I feel, no disrespect to any other cricket journalist or cricket writer, but Siddharth Monga and Jared Kimber are the two writers, I would say, if anyone wants to understand cricket, understand the game properly, these are the two writers you should follow, because I have grown up reading them, and reading their articles on Crick Info and all other publications. Now I even watch Jared's channel, because it is so informative. It has a lot of trivia, it has a lot of analysis, statistics and everything, that it's insane. And Jared isn't someone who just knows about cricket. He pretty much knows about any sport in the world. He's that knowledgeable.
There are a lot of cricketers, I'm not kidding, who still think that it's not cool to run someone out. And I'm talking about Indian cricketers. They may not come out and say it openly, but there are a lot of people who think like this is against the spirit of the game. And I also get where they're coming from, because they've played their cricket like that. So I understand. That's what they've been taught. That's what they believe in.
One of the reasons why a lot of Indian cricketers didn't speak up in favor of Deepti Sharma and only Ashwin did is because I think they also don't believe in running out a batter that way. And if we go back to the 2019 IPL, where Ashwin had run out Butler in that game, post, when Punjab played Delhi and when Punjab played Bangalore, both Dhawan and Virat kind of mocked Ashwin for that dismissal. So I think somewhere Indian cricketers themselves don't believe in doing that. Maybe there are few, and you have to credit Ashwin for this, because someone like Ashwin is so much ahead of all these stigmas which are attached to the game. Now, he was one of the first batters to retire himself out in the IPL. You won't see a lot of other batters try and do that, right? Because he's such a secure cricketer from what I have seen, that he doesn't care about the stigmas that might be attached to it, because he knew probably what would be the consequences of running out Butler like that, and he faced a lot of undue criticism for that as well.
Thank you so much, guys, and I had lots of fun. And bye.
Super.
I hope
Bye,
everybody else enjoyed it as much as we did.
Really enjoyed this, and really great talking to you. And like I said earlier, do give my regards to Jamie as well. And I hope
Jamie is giving his regards to you.
And I hope I'll do.
Sorabh doesn't know you.
I hope that I'll have you on my Instagram live much earlier than what Sorabh did.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do. Would love to do that. Thank you, guys.
Superb. See you, Meha. I'll remove you from the stream. Goodbye. Also, Grim Fandango says, Kirkirat, you're superb. Don't go by what is being said in chat. We are all sensible in real life. Hats off to you. So everybody is enjoyed, man. Everybody's enjoyed. So yeah. Thank you for your time, brother. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you to Gurkirat as well. It's showing. Okay. Kumar Sanu's okay. Now let's get in there. But then what's stopping the non-striker to go halfway down the pitch? There has to be some kind of penalty place, maybe -5 runs instead of out. No, I think out should be there. I think it's up to the bowler's prerogative to decide whether you want. Like if I was playing cricket, if somebody has done it once, I've warned them, they're out the next time they do it. And by the way, this is a guy called Peter who I've been discussing on the last few. I just followed him on Twitter. He went on a whole sort of expose on trying to figure out who is exploiting this non-striker rule. And it turns out that the players who are exploiting the non-striker rule a lot is England cricketers. So there's a lot of England cricketers who are just not staying inside the crease. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And stay in your bloody crease, man. I think this happened in the last match against Pakistan as well, where they just refused. Peter Della Penna is the guy, and he said that I think Moeen Ali and Harry Brook and all of these people were literally just strolling out of the crease repeatedly. And then what happened was that when Shadab Khan was bowling in the 7th T20I, he stopped in the middle of this thing because he realized that they were getting out of the crease. So I completely agree. I don't think Change Studio says any upcoming shows, Sorabh. Very good question, man. Thanks a lot for allowing me to plug myself. Coimbatore is on October 22nd, and Singapore, finally going back to Singapore on November 15th. And also Thailand, I'm going to Bangkok and Chiang Mai, which is on November 11th and 12th. So please come. Tickets will be up for those two soon. And that's the end of the stream, friends. I hope you enjoyed listening to this nonsense. Please do subscribe, please do like, do all those wonderful things, and give love to the guests who showed up. Sucks that Chirag couldn't be here, but whatever it is, it's all good. Thanks to all of you commenting a lot and all those things, man. Really appreciate it.